all about data points, and I'm kind of in love with blockchain, and I will talk your ear off about it. So we're kind of going out to the world with the brand of analytics and insights that I have about blockchain and crypto and equitable opportunities for all.
Fantastic. That's so cool. So great to meet you.
Good to meet you. All about data points, and I'm kind of in love with blockchain, and I will talk your ear off about it.
We got the. So we're live on Twitter. We're live on YouTube now.
I think I lost internet connection there.
Okay, now he's back.
Hey, there he is.
Yeah. I'm up in the UP right now, so the UP of Michigan. So my internet's like, and plus there's a lot of snow that landed here, so I think
Canada.
Yep. So, anyways, Stacy, I develop virtual reality worlds. I create avatars. Didn't know I had a passion for this type of stuff, but I do. And but my background is military food service. I was when I got out of the service, I worked a contract on the Kinzer base for the Marines and supported the food service. So I took care of all the dining halls, the galleys, the ships and stuff, and I did a lot of sales and service for DLA out there.
So cool. I was just on Kinzer yesterday. That's awesome.
Yep. All those bases are supposed to be handed back to the Okinawans, but we're still on them.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, I develop virtual reality worlds and stuff. We're working on trying to figure out a new way to engage the kids in education and stuff. So I think once and the kids know this avatar world, we're basically trying to meet them at their game now. So hence we're here creating new opportunities.
Excellent. So nice to meet you, Robert.
Likewise.
So I'm going to put Robert on the main stage, and I'm going to mute the rest of us, and Christina is going to welcome our group to the after party. What we're doing is recording stuff that's going to be edited for webcast, broadcast later. We are cultivating a community of people that we're hoping to turn into 20,000 folks at the end of the month that come to this event as kind of a staple, like this is your Friday night happy hour, where we discuss the contemporary issues and trends in blockchain technology. And the U.S. Public Service Academy, which was what we were talking about earlier, is kind of the venue where that conversation happens, because the Laboratory for Civic Innovation is the nonprofit arm of my for-profit. So we are looking to do 100 days of civic dialogues and bring people together in this intersection of the technology world and building community. This is a 24-hour persistent environment. Anybody around the world can get into it. We're leaving the doors open because can't nobody break our stuff. And we've got different destinations set up. So Robert, if you would start us out at the front door.
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely,
I will spotlight for everyone.
Yeah, so this is the very front right here. As you load into the world, you'll be landed right in the doorsteps of the U.S. Public Service Academy. And as you come in, there's a help desk right here, so you can actually click right here on this cube if you need to get immediate help. This will be basically intertwined into a chat bot.
Uh-oh. Robert's frozen again for me.
Like I was saying, you got a stage where you can bring people up and do presentations. We have most of the stuff in here is clickable. So if you want to sit down, it's just a matter of hovering your mouse over it, clicking, then you sit down. We have other worlds that people can portal to. So right here, it's actually to a breakout room. And then over here, we just have some more portals, some balls on the floor people can kick around. Here we have a mastermind room where people can collaborate and mastermind and talk about leadership and mentoring. Then over here, we have a virtual training center right here where we can actually be, you can actually have a teacher in front giving instruction. We also have ability to basically click through videos for people if they want to. Let me just adjust this audio real quick here. There we go. Yeah, so everything's pretty much clickable. We're wanting to bring back the connection part where I think is lost right now. Zooms do a decent job, but having the feel of connection, the only way you're going to get that now, I think, is actually being in an avatar where you can feel that sense of virtual presence. So if I had someone else in here, we could actually be talking to each other. But as you can see, my avatar, it's interacting with my voice. Here we have a shop where we can be putting virtually any products or service in here. So maybe we're selling courses or whatever, or maybe we're selling merchandise. Everything's basically just clickable. So I could just click right there. It says the link has been posted here by chat. Go into the chat. And then here's the link that was on this box right here, where it's basically right to a website. So we're connecting the digital world with the real world. Then over here, we have an expo hall where, of course, we can bring in sponsors and let them talk about their products and service and why they want to be part of this great solution. And then let's see, going out the outside right here is back to the event. So we created to where we can have an after party. You can actually take up an avatar, design it the way you like, customize your wares, and we also have little dance moves right here. So this is all gamified. Let me just throw up a little emote here. Go ahead and not get too crazy with my dance move here. There we go. Oh, I guess I may do some do a little bit of footwork there. Yeah, so here's the emotes. Up here we have expressions. So if you really like something, you can give it some hearts. If you're wondering what's going on, do that. If you say, hey, it's on fire, there we go. Of course, this is electrified. This is like, what's up? This is like, what the heck is going on? Of course, panda, panda, panda. Got toast, and then if you need to go get a boba, you can get your boba on as well. But that's pretty much everything in a nutshell. We are, I'm actually honored to be partnered up with Jeremy to be developing something that I think will really be near and dear to a lot of families' hearts, and that's education. And what we're planning on doing is actually creating a place where people can actually come in and learn how to do this, learn how to build virtual reality worlds, learn how to, design avatars, because there'll basically be a market for this. And it is happening now that we are getting a lot of requests to do designs and stuff like that. One thing I wanted to mention is Quest system. So we can actually benchmark virtually anything. I mean, we can benchmark education. We could actually have these as modules where they would have to go through the module in order to get a reward out of it. So for this one, it's actually an egg hunt. We're wanting people to explore this world. So we created an egg hunt so that they would go look around and see what this world has to offer. But we could actually put courses up here as well and then link it to like a Google Classroom where we put assignments in there. And that is pretty much it. I don't know if did I miss anything?
Could you go into Roxy's Embracing Wellness World and then into the bingo hall and into
Absolutely.
the conference center? Yeah.
So everything is pretty much beam me up Scotty in here. Let me see. You know what? This isn't there we go. Oh, we already have someone. Oh, that's Doug right there. Hey, Doug, how are you? So I'll just jump over him. Yeah, so here's Roxy's room right here where I actually have the audio really low right here, but as we entered in, Roxy automatically started speaking to you. So this is our basically where you can have like a studio audience and have speakers on the stage. So we can actually be up on the stage right here, giving presentations. Again, everything on this back media screen we can actually share from your desktop. And that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think. Oh, and then over here, I believe this is a sponsor. So you can click right there and go right in the chat. And it goes right to, this is what popped up, to the Trailblazer Fund. It's not hooked in right now. But yeah, so everything's clickable, everything's interactive, everything's immersive. And again, you know, I'm not using a VR headset with this. I forgot to mention in the very beginning, this is all from my PC desktop that I'm running the controls. I'm just using the W button on my keyboard and then my mouse to direct me for my where my avatar is looking. And that's pretty much it.
And so can you also show us the area where the sponsors are going to have their little conference rooms?
Oh yeah. The conference stage and breakout rooms. Yeah, let me show you that real quick. So let me pop up. I see Doug running around. Looks like he's going back down. So let me just throw up a portal for him so you can follow us. Hey, Doug, if you want to follow us, we're going to be in this portal right here, okay? So if you had like a large group and you're wanting to have everybody stay together, the best thing to do is just drop a portal like I did and say, hey, everybody, let's go through the portal. So here we have a conference and breakout room type scenario right here. We actually have the pointers right here where you could actually point to the whatever you have on the screen there. I'm going to drop that. And then we have, I set this up kind of like in more like a boardroom table setting, but you can have all your teams, you know, be in the presentation, someone up on the stage there giving the presentation. And then we also have breakout rooms where the teams can break out and mastermind together. I actually threw up a door right here so that you can, only the people that should be in the room are in the room. And again, you can control the media board behind you. You could actually go to, say you want to, you know, enjoy your favorite wine. You can have the analogy of drinking wine in here, but actually just pour yourself a glass of wine at home and still feel like you're in that setting. So actually, I think we got a wine bar over here. Nobody's serving any alcohol right now, so
Happy
we
hour.
got another one. Yeah. And then we got a coffee bar over here where you can enjoy your coffees. And that's pretty much it. Oh, and then we do have some breakout rooms in the back behind the stage. So I think we got six total breakout rooms here.
So it's a well-appointed space.
Absolutely. Yep. So I'll go back to the event. And as you can see, this is, the way this platform, it's almost like Netflix, where you just look where you want to go, point on it, and then you go. So this is the event that we're in. We're going to go back to that. And here we are. We're back at the event. On top of the world.
On top of the world. So over at the little dance stage area in that pavilion, I see we've got we had strobe lights. And can you put something up on that screen? If you can put up, I'll put the link in the chat for you.
Okay. Yep. So we got our little DJ stand right here where people can scratch it up, I guess. And right here, if you actually come to the microphone right here, this is actually being broadcast across the whole world. So everybody that's in this world would be able to hear you like you're real close up to them. Let me just adjust the lights. Folks are knowing my little secret to my dashboard here. So we can change the lights up. We can actually turn on autoplay. We can adjust the audio. Give you a better view. Oh. So this is third person, and of course this would be first person. So it'd be like you're looking through the eyes of my avatar. And you can actually use a VR headset in here, and all I can say is it's a totally different experience. Totally being immersed in this world is, I can't describe it. You'd have to be there yourself to experience it.
And then can you show us the bingo hall too?
Yep, absolutely. Okay, I think I took the script out, but I can still get us over there. Let's see if I had it live still. Yeah, I took it out. Okay, that's okay. So I'll just go ahead and throw up a portal. Okay, let's see. Bingo. Here it is. And we are in the bingo hall.
Fancier than the VFW, Stacy.
Mm-hmm. So these are actual we're running the bingo off of it's a site called, I think it's let's see what it's called. But it's like an automatic, it's called Love Let's Play Bingo. Or Let's Play Bingo, that's what it's called. And basically you just run once you hit play, it automatically, takes control of your board and does the bingo for you. And then over here, we can actually interact with the cards right here. So I could go like this and then come up here, call bingo. So I'm calling a bingo. Of course, whoever's running the bingo would come over and verify your numbers and stuff, make sure they're correct. Once they're correct, we would basically type in whoever is the moderator. We just say type in win.
I got bingo. Nice.
Yeah, the audio is pretty loud on my side, so. But right now there's like nice soft piano music playing in here. Really relaxing.
What kind of music helps monetization or helps people donate more or give more or enhances their heart opening?
Great question. What kind of music do you like, Roxy?
Classical music is good. Like
Mhm.
classical music, like jazz is good. Kind of like an elevatory type music is typically what they use for fundraisers and for events of that sort. That's what I use in the background.
What
Mhm.
do you use, Solid?
Typically, it's going to be like a classical or light jazz.
Yeah.
It's very relaxing, very soothing. Definitely, like you said, opens the heart space. It's typically what people use when they're having dinner parties, fundraisers, that type of thing. Just puts you in a nice, relaxed mood.
I was thinking about Metallica would have been my first pick, but then I'm playing.
Hey, who knows? Who knows? You know, we have to switch it up a little bit.
Inner Sandman, right?
Yeah. It's sad but true. So that's that. Yeah, this is pretty exciting stuff right here. What we put together here. Once we start getting people, involved with this, I think they're going to be in for a treat.
Very cool.
So we'll
So
go.
I think it would be cool to set us back in the presentation room and let's put Christina's video on the screen.
Okay.
If we can get her, let's see. So what's the best way to get Christina's Zoom on the screen in Sansar?
We did it before. You were using a stream.
So
You basically put her as the main screen in the Zoom, and then your desktop shared that into your Twitch, right?
yeah. So right now Zoom is zooming, and
Okay.
we will throw you the link.
Oh, you wanted the breakout room, or did you want to be in the event?
So in the main theater.
So this space right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep. So then all you have to do is put her picture on the main screen right there. There you go.
Awesome. So right now I've got Christina on the screen. I can see her on Twitch.
Yep.
I can see we got a
There you
little
go.
on.
Yeah, there's a lot of lag. I would say almost like 15 seconds of lag.
Mm-hmm. So in the virtual world, let's see, there Christina is. Ta-da! So this is basically how we're going to present content for whoever is, demoing. We'll have video clips that are 5 minutes long for each one of the different sponsors. We'll have some videos from their marketing teams that talk about the programs or services or products that they offer. we've got these posters on the wall here on the right-hand side and 2 empty teleportals. So we will set those up as little activations that you can jump into that are kind of privately labeled. So everywhere you see a logo is a place that we're going to be able to brand, the experience for folks. Robert, would you walk around to where the training modules are? You've got the room, the little alcove. Yeah, awesome. So we've got a U.S. Public Service Academy link, and we'll be adding content for our basically preparatory school. The Wofford Academy will have information for the Citizen Academy, which is issue education and community education. We'll have content around the UN Sustainable Development Goals. There's an Engineer for the Week curriculum that Facebook does for middle school and high school students that teaches them how to design chatbots and how to design games. So we'll use these as the kind of basic menu of curriculum that you're able to access, and it'll bring you into courses that are integrated with our learning management system. So that'll allow us to track the retention, progression, and graduation efforts of each learner. And whether people are coming in for non-credit opportunities or accredited courses for certificates, we want to help people to do these activities and earn the contact hours and then demonstrate their ability and demonstrate the knowledge that they have. So this is set from an instructional design mindset to be able to engage people, to capture their attention, and then to have a way to, assess the quality of the learning and support them in kind of moving from one plane to the next in the zone of proximal development. Michael Carter has joined us on the line, and if we can, I'm going to, Michael, are you with us?
Yes. Hello. Good evening.
So Michael has been curating our content for the U.S. Public Service Academy. I'm going to switch over. Michael, if you wouldn't mind sharing your screen and sharing the Desire to Learn platform with us so that we can see the student user interface for accessing course content.
Sure, I could do that. Give me just a second. I'm going to log in and pull it up.
So Stacy, tell me a little bit about how you see this maybe fitting in with the therapeutic world. Like, how can we use VR to provide a safe space for people to have conversations? Like, do you see this as a useful tool in some of the work that you do?
Absolutely. And, over the years, teletherapy has become more and more common, but especially we've really seen with COVID, right? Like just a boom in people like being educated and being able to provide those virtual services. There is, while it definitely is, it's great, and the increased accessibility is tremendous and really meets the need. The ability to sit across from somebody like that would be tremendous. Like, I think it would really just like take it to the next level and give people like all the benefits with the accessibility of virtual and that ability to build rapport, like, and feeling like you're right there with someone. I think that would be amazing.
Yeah, that's the hope. I really want to find ways that we can, leverage this platform for all that the technology has to offer. And, being able to connect people around the world. If your family is 6,000 miles away from you, this is so much more interesting than a Zoom. But you get to really experience, the conversation as opposed to just the listening or the video chat that you might ordinarily do. This gives you a whole new dynamic context to see things. Yeah, so we're going to build under the rock. I said we're going to have our little nooks and crannies that take you into other worlds. but this is kind of the platform that we're able to build in these days. So on your screen, you've got the U.S. Public Service Academy on the left-hand side, I assume. And so, Michael, would you walk us through this system and tell us a little bit about what you've done?
Sure. So yes, this system is called Desire to Learn. It's been branded by as something else at this particular institution, but it's a robust, pretty robust learning management system. So this is a basic course homepage, and so this is my sandbox area that I built out a prototype for the U.S. Public Service Academy. So we've got included in here, you know, your general announcements, which you can, with the LMS, you can actually automate announcements. So if you have a schedule of planned communications that you already know about in advance, it's one of the advantages is you can go ahead and sort of input all that information. You can set a start and an end date, and then that's it. You don't have to worry about it. So we've got a timeline here on the right. We put some key events in the history of national service here. We've also got down below what would be a mock-up for some kind of like a meet your instructor widget. So this is one of the things that we've been recommending. As Jeremy said, I'm an instructional designer, but we've been recommending quite a few of the design elements in this particular course as well to our faculty. So this is something we built out, customized specifically for them. Gives the students some background information, and we would also include their email and best way to contact them, whether it be email or mobile phone. And then we've got the mission statement here for the U.S. Public Service Academy, you know, in this message. So we'll go into the content area. And if you click on the left, you know, we've got some different items here. If this is present, I haven't built it out yet. When you click here, you would see basically like an overview of the course or the learning experience. Here's where you can, the learner can bookmark specific events or pieces of content that they find relevant and they want to go back to. Here is where your course schedule would be located. And then once you get into the table of contents, that's what you got your modular structure. So what we built out here is what would be a designated module just for, let's say, some members of leadership in the U.S. Public Service Academy. So the great thing again about the LMS is if you can see this icon here, if I log in through the student view, students won't get access to any of this information. They won't even see this on their table of contents. So you can set particular content to be viewable or non-viewable depending on, let's say, the individual's role in an organization. So it's a nice feature. So we built this out. It's, with the replacement strings that are in here, it's also a neat function because you can just put replacement strings, and then whoever the user is that logs in, it makes it appear as if they're getting a customized message with their name on it. So that's another nice feature with the LMS. And so throughout, you know, one of the things we do when we design is we think about the temperament of the instructor, let's say per se, but also bringing some character and keeping that consistent throughout the learning experience. So we oftentimes will use narrative to kind of guide and structure and scaffold that learning, as Jeremy said, as they're traveling through the zones of proximal development. So we try to impart that also into the way that we build out the experience in the learning management system. So we'll, you know, do these different customized messages. We'll change up the greetings, you know, to give it a more personable feel. And then here you've got some mocked out content. So typically what we do is, you know, of course, you know, inform the learner of the learning objectives and the outcomes that they're trying to get to. But then we'll also like to do like some brief summaries here of what's going on in the week. Let's see, I think we had and this particular section is where you get into the actual course itself for a cadet. So we've got some videos here. So with the LMS, you can load videos, you can embed them. You can also just download MP4s. And this is an MLK legacy video. So we've got a part of the module that's devoted to servant leadership, studying about servant leadership. So we've had some videos and information that is in that subject matter. So let's go back out. But this is just basically, to give you a general idea. There's, again, it's still an early prototype, but what some of the possibilities are. You can use any different types of content. You can have downloadable documents. For example, like most of our faculty will put their syllabi in there as a downloadable object that a student can get. It's got some accessibility functionality in here as well. And they've got AI technology. So these things called intelligent agents. This is something that could be very useful, as Jeremy was talking about, with trying to increase engagement. So we can program intelligent agents based off of things that, let's say, an instructor has observed in a previous class, and what it can do. If you could set parameters, if a student sort of falls into a red zone or gets near there, you can have an automated message that's sort of customized to go to them to basically really say, hey, please, let's connect, let's talk about so and so. And so it kind of gets into that sort of predictive analytics range in a sense. So it's some really neat functions that I think using these LMS, particularly for U.S. Public Service Academy, could really be a great benefit. And then you have the same type of automation with the announcements as I had spoken about before. And then it has a lot of integrations of other technologies. So Portfolium is an external learning tool where individuals, let's say in design fields, can work on class material, but then some of that class material can be pushed to a Portfolium, which is kind of like a designer sort of LinkedIn, where you have your profile, but you also get to display some of the work that you can do and things like that. So I've got this tool, VoiceThread, which is a collaboration software. So I've got a lot of different options as far as, the types of tools that can be used here within the platform. And then finally, WebEx, also the conferencing platform is available through here as well.
So this is, the part of our education data architecture. We want to create this hierarchy of learning for P21 lifelong learners. So we think about pre-kindergarten through 21st grades, 21st grade being your postdoctoral research. But kids from, age 5 to age 18 are going to have a certain set of experiences that should be bridged. Right now, they have really compartmentalized experiences where some are in, a career and technical education track, and others are in the traditional academic college prep track. And it's like every student needs to be college ready, and everybody needs to be career ready, and every student needs to be service ready. So we're looking at the U.S. Public Service Academy as number one, an institution of higher education that's going to provide that undergraduate and graduate education, serve as a research institution, and be a facilitator of social change. We are secondarily looking at having that institution to operate a laboratory school. So basically a preparatory school, just like you have the military prep academies, there would be a public service prep academy as well. I've been hankering on the name the Wofford Academy in recognition of Harris Wofford, who was the Corporation for National and Community Service's first CEO, but he also helped to get the Peace Corps established and was part of the Poor People's Campaign with Dr. King. And he passed a couple years ago, but he was kind of a pillar. So I think we ought to name a building after him. Or we could name a moon rock after him, whatever works. Robert, for fun, would you take us over to your sky castle, whatever you call that?
I just realized I had my mic off the whole time.
Uh,
I was saying that's a great choice.
so the world is an amusement park.
Absolutely. You know, when we start building these things out, we wanted to have something that people would remember, right? So here we have like an event center. Where we've done events where, again, everything's pretty much clickable on here. Actually, I have an object over here where you can actually pick up. So say this is my favorite book and I want to go bring it to another person in world. I could say, hey, you got to check this book out. You got to read this book. And as they're clicking on it, the information's being collected in the nearby chat. So they could actually, if they purchase this book, they could actually click it and go right to Amazon and buy it right there. Yeah, so we have multiple vendors in here. And once you set this up, it's always there. So say people came through and they said, you know, I forgot to, you know, talk to this one vendor. They can always come back into these worlds and collect the information again. So we have YouTube videos, intros to their business. You know, there's clickable links where you could do click to purchase, click to make an action, whatever you need to do in there. But the cool thing is actually having real people and avatars stand behind their booth and being the systemic expert of their business, right? And that way you can, you know, hear it from the horse's mouth. Then we have lounge area, and then we have, this is just an NPC right here. Again, getting that feeling like you're back in some sort of normality, you know, get yourself wine, get yourself a juice. And then over here, we have, I'm just going to take a jump here. Gravity's light up here.
Watch out for that tree.
Again, we have the stages where we can, you know, do concerts for musicians and, you know, people can tip them. We also have it monetized where you can actually purchase, you know, actual emotes. You know, so there's ways that you can monetize these worlds as well. Actually, I'll just jump up here. Have a little, you can play soccer if you're into gameplay. You can go to the fair, ride the, and all I can say is being in virtual reality, it'll actually make you feel like you're actually riding these carts right here. I don't think I put any sit points on these. No. I was doing some more builds here. Oh, let me see. Don't want to fall off. So we have an art gallery right here where you can post your art. And again, for artists that might have, you know, art that they want to sell, you can do click to purchases there. We have a great big stadium style stage where you can be talking in front of a whole stadium of people. Turn on a screen, give a presentation. Just jump over this. Oh, if I don't fall off, here we go.
Robert, I'm getting your green screen of
Uh-oh. Okay, let me just share my screen. How about now?
You're good.
that looks better.
Okay, so now we're in kind of like a store. I made this like a VR store with, you know, here you could do a show, do live shows. All you got to do is stream it into YouTube or Facebook. Here I have a studio for like artists, recording artists, where they could actually be in the studio recording and actually connect with their fans, during their well, not during their recordings, but they could be saying, yeah, I'm in studio, nice to meet you, right? So they can meet their fans. And then I created a store for VR headsets because everybody wants to be in VR when they come into this experience. So think of all those storefronts that are struggling right now on trying to figure out how they can get more through the front door. This could be a great, loyalty rewards program where they say, "Hey, come join us in our immersive world." And what I was thinking is we could actually have cameras showing the chefs maybe make their specials of the day, right? And that could be streaming in a restaurant where people would say, "Wow, I want to order that new dish that the chef made," right? And of course, we have homes where people can actually make a home, and people could come right to their front door and say, "Hey, Jeremy, are you in there? Anybody home? Oh, looks like someone moved." It looks like that's my script. I have all the doors locked right now, but yeah, I mean, virtual reality, you can, whatever you put your mind to, you can make it here.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you, Robert. This is a great tour.
Absolutely.
So, Christina, I would love it if you would share a little bit about what's going on in Continuum Land. Um, if you could first just start with telling us about Continuum.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to share all of our progress with the audience. I am Christina Bruhan. I am the CEO of Continuum Market, and Continuum Market evaluates these blockchain products called cryptocurrencies. There's a bunch of different kinds of blockchain applications. Cryptocurrencies is one of them. And what we have focused on for the last 3 years is really identifying the underlying asset attributes and the resulting behaviors in consumer adoption and trading markets. So, what that means is we start to understand their Wall Street-esque trading behavior and understand that a stable coin is different than Bitcoin, which is different than smart contract coin, which is different than a governance coin, which is different than a payment gateway coin, and so on and so forth. So for 3 years, Continuum has identified crypto correlations between how the crypto markets behave to the global and US economy indicators, such as VIX and NASDAQ 100, S&P 500, LIBOR, Nikkei, futures, open interest, GDP for US, EU, Brexit, China, GCC, MENA. Then you look at your precious metals, you look at your edibles and your non-edible commodities, and you really start to get a picture of how money moves around the world, or what I call the global economic engine. And so we use some pretty advanced data science and natural language processing to create these really beautiful and easy to understand dashboards and analytics, so you can benefit from our insights. So we take all the things that we see and then we make them really easy. My goal with Continuum is to make it so that my grandmother can understand why I'm so in love with blockchain. And that's kind of what brings me here today, is we've kind of created this place for blockchain for the curious, this 24/7 ecosystem that you can network with trusted brands. Everyone that comes into Continuum is there for peer review, is there to share their products and their knowledge, to share with their regulation compliance and all of the legality. They're ready for review. And so we have this opportunity to have this market in VR, and we are partnered with Jeremy's organization, with Do Real Good, for our event. So we're doing an absolute metric ton of events in Q1, and aggregating other events that we feel move the market and have updates that need to be reflected in the in the crypto what's happening right now pulse. And so we also have some media coverage, and I'll be going out speaking on all of this and sharing this VR world. Our goal is to bring 20,000 users into this ecosystem and prove that we can. Robert, I'm getting your green screen again if you're showing your screen here. Um, and we've kind of sorry, I'm so proud of this. So we took this concept of events and networking and the things that we miss in the blockchain community now that we're in COVID. We figured let's just have an after party, and let's have an after party all month long. And so we have sponsors that are trusted brands that are very complex and difficult to understand. They're going to be available to talk about their brand all month long. And we're leading up to this big event on 2/28, so on the last day of February. We're hoping to, if not on that day before, to have 20,000 users concurrently on the platform to prove that we can, and use it as a proof of concept, so that what Jeremy and Michael and Robert are trying to bring to fruition on the teaching side is feasible, and we can show, especially like the government entities, that it's scalable and that we understand how the data works and we understand the platforms. And it gets very technical, and sometimes not everybody loves all of the minutia of data like I do, but um, basically, this is an ecosystem for comprehension and community and commerce and credibility. And 100% of people that I speak to, all the way from my cousins that are like, tell me what's going on in crypto, all the way up to Wall Street when we go to Navy Pier, Chicago Trading Show. And they're like, do I buy the top 10? And it's like, no, that's not how crypto works. We actually understand the nuances of how it works. And so people that want to jump right into commerce, we basically say, whoa, time out. Before you go swimming in the ocean, first come learn in this swimming pool where it's safe and there's no sharks. So you can understand what it means to have commerce in blockchain. You can understand why you need pretty advanced skills to be comprehensible in crypto trading, how there are passive advantages for you to place your money in places that give you better returns than what you're getting right now, how you can be thinking about the evolution of the new economy over the next 10 years, and really just understanding this new language that we call blockchain. We're really hoping to help folks be fluent. And so we invite everyone to come in 24/7. We're creating channels to talk directly with the brands that you guys see represented here on the screen. And of course, to talk directly with Continuum and the team of how we can help you guys understand this truly is a transparency platform for everyone. And it really is, kind of a safe place for blockchain for the curious. And people that come in here are usually of kind of like high journalistic integrity. They usually know what they're talking about from a tech side. Some of them are investors, some of them are data scientists. They're coming in here to check these brands out. And I go through a pretty strict vetting process to let them in. So come check us out at www.continuum.market. You'll find the information for downloading Sansar and getting into the VR world. We encourage you to check it out repeatedly on the way to 2/28. We're going to be having some scavenger hunts, and big shout outs to our sponsors who you can see on the screen here. We've got Prasaga, YFDI Finance, we've got Wise Token, we've got Community Electricity, and a bunch of other folks that are helping us with technology partnerships to bring this to life. So I'm excited to share with you guys. I'm excited to, show you guys our brands library and our media library and our data library and what you can see in this ecosystem, what we see, and, trying to bubble it up to everyone here. So right now we've got products like our Discord, which really is an aggregation of the news stories that we find meaningful. That would be an event trigger in the intelligence engine that we feel is a trigger for behavior, either one way or another. But it's meaningful. And so you can check out our Discord. We'll post the link there. And then also kind of on the way to the 28th, we're going to be meeting every Friday here to kind of open this dialogue. And most Fridays, we're going to have just kind of a 2-hour networking session where anyone in the world can come in and they know that it's safe here. There's no sharks. And if they're selling something and they have a home here in Continuum, it's because I, Christina Brujan, have vetted them and then talked to Jeremy's team and we created a home for them. So we keep it pretty simple. But there's going to be opportunities to meet not only these brands, but I've been going to these events for almost 3 years. Before we shut down for COVID, I had been to almost 150 of them in North America. And so most folks who are legit they know me and they kind of understand my data science brain, which is great. But they understand that I really want to help network everyone together. So for example, we're going to have another meetup like this next Friday, pretty kind of loose and meet and greet. And then the following Friday, we're going to have a actual content session first at 4 p.m. And that's going to have Ali Medina. And Ali Medina is in California trying to push forward blockchain legislation and helping legislators even know what blockchain legislation is. And that's kind of part of what Continuum's really passionate about, is baselining that. And in data science, we call that taxonomy. Most people call it search words or keywords, things like that. And so for the definition language, it's really important that everyone kind of speaks that same language. I'm also hoping to bring in a meet and greet from, yes, I'm going to call you out, sir, Mr. Dustin Minch of cryptominertips.com. I think that he's probably one of the smartest mining intelligence human beings I've spoken with. And then hopefully we're going to have some favorites, some people that we've met over the years, like Crypto Campfire and some of the other content producers. Hopefully all the regulars from the North American Bitcoin kind of circuit. Startups and investors are welcome to come in and network and mingle. We do have an affluence network, but you have to talk to me privately about that. Public brands that are ready for investigation and peer review are encouraged to come in to, apply to be housed in the ecosystem so that they can have 24/7 connectivity with their audience. We're working with Jeremy to create education pathways all the way from K through 12. My data points for all the brands are: you have to be able to explain it to a 5-year-old, you have to be able to explain it to an 18-year-old, like a high schooler, and you have to be able to explain it to like PhD level. Like that's the level of complexity that we're at. So yes, there is networking and direct sales pathways. There's a lot of opportunity for brand placement and content, and really just kind of creating this lightning rod for the ecosystem. So you can follow, we're going to try and stay up to date. Jeremy's helping me with all of that to be public facing on social. Follow us on Twitter at Continuum3000. You can find us on LinkedIn at Continuum Market. And we're really excited to kind of have this campaign run all month long and have these giveaway details to share with you guys. We've got raffles for taking screenshots inside the VR ecosystem. It's just going to be a lot of fun. And I'm just thrilled to share my data points with you guys in a way that is very meaningful. And in the meantime, if you're not getting enough data points, you can always go to our brands on the media side, Continuum Avalanche. You can find that in Discord, and you can find Continuum Avalanche in YouTube, and more to come on the website soon. So Jeremy, I'll pause there and turn it back over to you.
Awesome. So thanks for that. I wanted to share that in addition to our February programming, we've got some great stuff coming up in March as well. With it being National Women's Month, we're going to do a National Women's Day program. So celebrating women entrepreneurs in technology and blockchain throughout the month of March. There's also going to be a Women in Blockchain conference that's going to happen on the 19th of March. So stay tuned for that. And then we're going to present a big quarterly event. So the Continuum world will come together where we do a lot of fun activities for a 12-hour block. So plenty to stay tuned to. We will be tweeting about it and Instagramming about it, and all of the other adjectives and verbs that one might use for this technology. It's like I'm going to TikTok about it one of these days. Well, this was a great kind of information session, and thanks for the avalanche. It's like Robert is getting his dance moves on, so he must be feeling it. We have got content that'll be posted at twitch.tv/dorealgood. So this will air there. We'll also have information on our YouTube channel and on all of the places that you find your favorite media. So we thank everybody for joining us today. If you have any questions, you can go to dorealgood.global, find a volunteer opportunity today. We have over 60 in store for you at the moment. We've got another 60 that'll be populated to the system this weekend. It's everything from skill-based volunteering and pro bono consulting in areas of design, of management, of logistics, construction. If you do it for a profession, we want to help you do it for a nonprofit in need or to support a small business entrepreneur. So please be sure to connect with us there. There is a chat bot at the bottom of the screen, so you will see my little J4 Bitmoji guy. You can drop your name and your email in the chat there, and he will let me know that you stopped by to say hello. If you've got any specific questions, just leave them there, or you can attach a document if you've got a pretty picture that you want to share with us. And we are responsive within 24 hours, usually much shorter than that. There's also the Do Real Good help desk at 213-212-7512. So if you need to get in touch with Continuum or the Do Real Good crew and DBI Studios, you can reach us there. We also have a community.com text messaging line. So you can send a text message quantifying credibility. So hashtag quantifying credibility, you want to send that to 213-410-2808. You'll get a special response from me and be notified of any of the upcoming events that we've got associated with the Continuum family of programming. Thanks again for everybody joining us. Thank you, Stacy, for popping in from Japan. Thank you for Roxy and Solid, who have been helping produce this week, as well as Douglas and Josh and Michael. We've got a great team that's come together to execute these different opportunities for people to, learn, earn, serve, connect, grow, and find ways to be the change. So be love, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you next time.